This is the Sports Dynasty Podcast. I'm Trevor, and this is Juan. Before we get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We are on Apple Podcasts. Just go on your Apple Podcasts and download our content there. Or if you want, you can download it on any other podcast platform. We also have a Q&R code. You can scan there, and we will be there as well. Week 13, Sunday football. Very interesting. We've seen your typical garbage football player. And a shocker because someone found out a win that last night. And we'll get to that in a second. How you feeling, bud?
It wasn't that night. It was like 1 o'clock. Should be that night.
I'm talking about in general. Whatever. You know what I mean. But, let's get started.
Yeah, this should not be a long episode. I'm going to be actually pretty pissed if it is because it was not a good week, but it was entertaining. There's only like 3 games that we're going to go in depth in, and the rest of them we're just going to rapid fire or not even acknowledge. For example, the Colts beating the hell out of the Texans. Ain't nothing to talk about there. The Giants losing to Miami. There's nothing to talk about there either. There's no reason. Buccaneers beating up on the Falcons. Not really much to talk about that. It's Tom Brady stat pattern. 4 touchdowns, 3 something. Cool, cute, whatever.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Cardinals beating up on the Bears. Nothing to talk about. The fact that the Bears still have those people in the organization, still don't know why. Whatever.
Yeah.
And nothing to talk about there either. Eagles being up on the Jets. At least Minshew looking like the better quarterback, and I feel like Philly knows that. I don't know. I think Philly knows that Minshew is better than Jalen Hurts, and a lot of us are wondering why he never played. But
honestly, what's Howie Roseman doing over there? I really don't know what he's doing over there. I don't get it. Philadelphia is a dumpster fire. Sorry, Philadelphia fans. Dumpster fire.
We're actually getting into the year where a lot of these games aren't mattering as much as they should.
Yeah.
How many of those games we skip almost half the games already?
Yeah, it does.
Another one we're going to skip is Jaguars and Rams. Duh. Who cares? Yeah. So the rest that I did not skip, we're going to talk about either in depth or we'll breeze through them a little bit. So we're just going to start with the cream of the crop. Let's start with what the hell happened in the NFC North yesterday. Well, when Green Bay's chilling backwards, doing just chilling, watching everything unfold, they get to see the only team in the division that beat them get absolutely freaking embarrassed with probably to me the second worst Hail Mary-ish type of defense I've ever seen. Mind you, there was no Hail Mary because the freaking Lions were at the 10-yard line. So why they were all back in the end zone, don't have a damn clue. I have no idea. But hey, you reap what you sow. But we did watch this entire game and it was very freaking entertaining.
Yes, we did. And guess what? Yes, for today is Minnesota Vikings. Congratulations. You are Sport 90 Podcast's Low of the Week. You idiots.
Yeah, that was, oh my God. Dude.
Mike Zimmer, you're an idiot. What was that? That would have to be, if those rumblings all the year long say that maybe that Mike Zimmer has, overstayed its welcome, he should go.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fireable offense. This is so bad. On the road, first of all, congratulations to the Detroit Lions for winning their first game.
They did it. I didn't think it was going to happen.
They finally did it. And that's one thing about this Lions team, despite they were winless for almost an entire year.
Yeah.
They fought. I have to give Dan Campbell credit. These players play for him.
Yeah, they do. They play.
You can tell. You can tell that they play for him, and he's so emotionally invested in this team, and he loves what he's doing. This win was for him, and I'm happy that he got his first win of his NFL coaching career. I'm happy for him. So that's good for them. You know what I'm saying? And they fight every game.
Yeah.
And with the exception of like 2 or 3 games where they got completely,
obliterated
and manhandled. They're almost every game.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to give them credit for that. And thank goodness that they were at home so they could celebrate it at home because it was loud and crazy in Ford Field yesterday. And they beat up on a division rival. Yes. I loved it. Oh, man. This is incredible.
Kirk Cousins. Another one in his resume.
Oh, God.
I don't understand, dude. Yeah, well, 400 yards of total offense, man. Like, you won the turnover battle. They'd even have DeAndre Swift. Like, How did this happen?
Mind you, they had a 20-6 halftime lead.
Yes, they did.
Like,
yes, they did.
Like the fact that it was you had to come back from behind, which I had a feeling was going to happen while watching this game. I had a feeling you did come back from behind and probably still won on the road and break the hearts of Detroit once again.
Which we thought was going to happen. We were sitting there looking like, wow, the Turf really going to choke this. They up 20-6 at halftime. When they going to choke this? It took almost the whole half, but they were finally down, and they marching down the field. And this is a thing that kills me. Absolutely kills me about defenses, how people handle defenses in a 2-minute drill situation at the end of games. Why they play so soft all the time? Why do they do that? See, I usually complain about that when they only need like a field goal. When they only need a field goal to a team to win the game going down the field, why they play so soft, the defense, I have no idea. That always can be like, they only need 3. They need to go down 30 yards for or so to get the field goal. Why are you playing so soft? If they have to go the length of the field, I usually forgive it a little bit more. We've seen that happen twice, and both times it failed. 2 defenses yesterday. Only need to stop them from scoring a touchdown to win the game. And they failed. Lucky for one of the teams we're going to talk about later, they still won the game. But why do they always play so soft? I feel like if they need a touchdown, once you hit like the 35-yard line, it's time to clamp up. Yeah. Like, all right, they got the 35-yard, especially like the Pittsburgh game. Like the quickness that they went down the field. And no, bull crap. Did they kick the ball out of bounds in the kickoff? Yes. That's what happened. That's why they got there so quick.
Yes.
Yeah, but once that happened, it should be clamp cities. Like, all right, we're not doing soft zone no more. It's time.
Especially when but they need a touchdown to beat you.
Yeah,
so the odds are already in your favor already because they need a touchdown to beat you rather than a field goal.
Yeah, so why not?
So why are you playing like so far away from the receivers? Now, granted, if you had that mindset. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second because what they did was inexcusable. If you were saying, you know what, these receivers are garbage. There's no need to man up on them. They're not gonna do any plays anyway. All right, even if you were thinking that, you have to understand these are still NFL receivers. One of the best athletes in the world, despite if they're not as talented as others, they're still NFL receivers. So maybe you should, gem up a little bit. Especially since you already took the momentum away from them. Anyway, coming back and retaking the lead in the middle of the fourth quarter. So don't you want to put the game out of reach? And then Jared Goff, I know Jared Goff may seem like he's, people may call him trash. A lot of Detroit Lions fans don't like him, think he's trash and everything. But this man is still an NFL quarterback, a decent NFL quarterback that can win games. He has won games before. Maybe not in Detroit until yesterday, but he had won games before. So maybe I think it was more overconfidence on Minnesota's part defensively, and just completely shit the bed. It was bad. That was terrible.
Mind you, that's a quarterback who is well known to completely shrivel under pressure.
Yes.
So where was the pass rush? Where was the blitzing at? He doesn't know what to do when it happens.
The fact that you didn't blitz him or pressure him at all is like, okay, I can carry this. I can because it's not like your defense is that good. It's like it's not that good. The secondary is kind of like you can cut through it. It's not really that good.
As Jared Goff
did. So yeah, you kind of do. And then another thing is this: despite him being in Detroit for the first year, come on, you have to see him play. But I know y'all scout. Like, what is the point of scouting if you're not going to scout correctly and put it on display? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, dude.
You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that with you think it's Tom Brady. You wouldn't do that. So why do it with Jared Goff? That was dumb. It was stupid.
And they wasted 180-yard games from Justin Jefferson. That dude has to be stressed.
Yes. Out. Yes. I mean, if you're a fantasy owner, you're like, hey, whatever. But I'm just pissed. Who wants to do all that? 11 catches of over 180 yards, a touchdown, busting his ass just to lose because his defense gave it up. And unfortunately, the defense, yeah, you guys gave it up. But the play calling, your coaching staff coach out the game. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the players have to execute it, but the coaching staff makes the plays and put the plays there.
I mean, if the coach tell you to go in the back of the end zone, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
Well, the player's gonna be like, no, and now listen, that's not how football works.
Exactly.
So,
so at the end of the day, it's like, listen, it's not Minnesota. Not Minnesota question. I said it before a weeks ago. Now I'm saying it again. I want Minnesota fans to understand me very well. The playoffs and Minnesota Vikings should not be in the same sentence. Don't make the playoffs. For what? Why tease your fan base and give me y'all false hope that you're gonna do something? You're a guy. This team is not very good, and to save us the embarrassment from making the playoffs. Because if you go into the playoffs, you're gonna get bumped. So it's not gonna make a difference. Just to make the playoffs. Y'all are garbage.
What's crazy though is that they're still way in this though. The NFC is
so bad.
trash that they're easily still in the mix. Like it's not even close still. So we still may have to watch this team in mid-January for some reason. Utterly insane. And San Francisco wound up losing themselves, so it made things easier.
San Francisco. Speaking of San Francisco, let's go about them. We mentioned them already. We might talk about it.
Yeah, I guess because we still have 1 o'clock game to talk about. But yeah, let's do it. Screw it.
Might as well. The San Francisco 49ers, who are still in playoff contention, play against Seattle.
We won't take very long of this.
Who is not in playoff contention, whose game got flexed out of Sunday Night Football because people thought this was going to be not entertaining, and it was very entertaining for the wrong reasons.
Oh, joke's on you, NFL, because look what happened. Yeah, a boring ass game in Sunday Night Football.
That
and this want to be more entertaining.
Yeah, that was bad. And then my thing is, here's the thing: Seattle has won 4 games this season. Out of those 4 games, 2 of them came against San Francisco. So you can't beat nobody else, but you beat San Francisco. Right? Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. This is a terrible loss for San Francisco.
There is no Deebo Samuel and there's no Fred Warner. Should that really been an excuse to lose this game? No,
absolutely not.
But they weren't fully healthy. They're not gonna be fully healthy. I think they're gonna miss another week or 2. So, but still,
no, it's Seattle.
It's Seattle.
Seattle.
Gerald Everett tried his absolute darndest to lose this game. 3 turnovers were based on him being a massive trash can. But was it 2 fumbles and a dropped pass for interception? I think 2 of them were in the red zone too. Were in a goal line. The goal line. He fumbled twice in the goal line. No, I'm sorry. Let me correct. He fumbled once in the goal line and dropped the pass for interception in the goal line. There you go.
That's still
and you
awful.
Still
that's still awful. That's still awful.
And you still lost. You still lost.
Like
what? Like what? George Kittle tiptoed all the way to the end zone 40 yards. You still lost.
How do you screw up? How do you screw up a gift? Like so they literally say, "Hey, we're so garbage. Take this game from us. We don't want it."
I think Russell Wilson is back though, because he threw some beautiful darts. Like the more the game went on, the more the darts were coming. I think it was in the right corner of the end zone to when Tyler Lockett running straight into it, and there's a bread basket throw right to him. I said Russell Wilson's starting to get his stride, so they're not going to lose every game anymore. They're going to win a few to look good. But I'm sitting here watching the end of the game, and I'm just like, Pete Carroll, you're still going, you're leaving, right?
I'm glad you mentioned that. You're
don't get it twisted.
Like Russell Wilson's just showing the organization that he still can play, where they can decide whether or not they could trade him or not, which I don't think they should, because that's
stupid as hell to me.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
But he's showing the organization he can still play, and whether you're here or not. So, Pete Carroll, I hope you know you're leaving. Yeah, we both tell him.
I just want to make sure that that's known.
That you're leaving.
Your ass is gone. Let's stop.
We will be shocked if they let you stay another year.
Oh, we're going to absolutely obliterate Seattle.
Yes.
Son, serious, if that happens.
But yeah.
If he's still in the organization by the time NFL kicks off in 2022, then that organization is just a massive joke at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just keeping it real. And Jimmy with those beautiful 2 interceptions, oh, so gorgeous. Oh man, and you wonder why people hate him so much.
Jimmy G.
Like the Bobby Wagner interception. What in God's name was that dude looking at? Like, it's like they're playing catch in the backyard. That interception.
The one thing I give Jimmy G credit for is when they gave him that extension when he signed there. That's the smartest thing you did, because you'd be dumb not to take it, which he took that money, which he's smart for doing that. But you still
because they ain't getting that again.
Because you're not getting that again. You'd be lucky, because do you think that I point sorry they'll probably make a move away from him? They'll probably just move him.
actually,
They probably move
he may not. They might not be the ones making the moves. It might be other teams trying to make the moves for him. It's very possible. Teams like Carolina, who's extra firing Joe Brady for God knows what reason.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like
well, honestly, I'm glad you mentioned that. We'll talk about that briefly. But yeah, they clearly threw him under the bus. It was like to the point where he literally had no choice but to, because it was either you keep him, then you take the blame for the offensive problems, or you fire him,
and make him a scapegoat, because I really think that's what it is.
Exactly what it was.
So it's like they are always so hungry to do something. They're so antsy all the time, and that's a recipe for disaster for Carolina. I don't like what's going on in that direction anymore. I just remember I ain't put our logo on TV. Damn it!
You gonna mess around and get a third starting quarterback in 3 years.
Yeah, they're doing too much.
Yeah,
but you should have just drafted a quarterback. You should have drafted Justin Fields or something.
You should have. Yeah, yes, instead of JC Horn. And no one knew he was going to get hurt, of course. And I don't think they knew that Sam Darnold was going to be that garbage.
But I mean, it's a backup plan.
It's still a backup plan. I mean, I don't hate the JC Horn pick, because they need the defense. He was going to be good, but unfortunately, the injury.
What's crazy though is that he got hurt. They still got traded for 2 corners though, for Stephon Gilmore and Henderson.
Yeah.
So they just proved you could have had all the corners. You didn't have to draft a cornerback at this point. You could have just traded for one or the other. You should have drafted Justin Fields.
I guess they wanted depth, I guess, but I agree. It really didn't make much difference, but definitely the quarterback. So that means, wait a minute, so you're still paying for Teddy Bridgewater, and more than likely you're going to move away from Sam Darnold, which you got to pay for him too, because he has a 3-year deal, and you're going to trade for another quarterback to pay them too? They
might do it. It's very possible. Man. They're not the only ones, because maybe Cleveland might do something. It's possible.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd be very shocked if they do so. But
no, I'm just saying it's a possibility. That's what I'm saying. There's gonna be teams that are gonna try to get a quarterback, and he may not be. He's more likely in the market. So, but anyway, enough of this game. I just want to touch base on it. Let's go on to the last 1 o'clock game to talk about Cincinnati and the Los Angeles Chargers. So I have one question for Zach Taylor, because there's something I need to know. So you get diced in a deep bomb in the first drive, right? Why is it that once you see that, you don't adjust and put 2 safeties over top to defend the deep ball? Instead, he kept the 1 safety, Jesse Bates, who's like 5'1", and he continued to get destroyed in the deep bomb for the entire first half.
I'm glad you mentioned that, actually, because we said, I think we said this in the guide, but that Zach Taylor was definitely on the hot seat coming into the season.
Which he's not anymore.
Obviously not, but this shit like this is the reason why you were. I mean, like, listen, everyone was pretty much clamoring for Herbert Burrow bad matchup, which was little to the hype, was pretty cool.
No, it was decent.
It was cool, but yeah.
But just one person got completely outcoached against the other. That was the difference of the game.
Yeah, a rookie coach outcoaching you, who's been the coach at least like 3 or 4 years already. You let Ricky coach outcoach
2.
Like, I think 3.
No, 3.
It was 3. Yeah,
it's 3. It's his 3rd year now. Yeah, Burrow 2 years and what the hell happened the first year. So
yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, but that can happen. You can't let Ricky head coach outcoach you like that. Like the safety's on an island all by himself, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna.
And all Chargers got is like 6'5" receivers running downfield. Hanking at him. So
saying yeah. I mean, of course, why would you not want to get help when Justin Herbert is throwing bombs downfield to Mike Williams and Keenan Allen?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? Why would you allow that?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And speaking of Joe Burrow, so the entire second half of that game, since he was coming back, and it got halted after Joe Mixon decided to not have any ball security and fumble the ball for no reason. After that, all the Chargers did was blitz. At what point were you gonna start putting running backs and tight ends to pick up the blitz? Because they didn't do that not one time when they started doing that in the second half. Oh, and another thing, what the fluff was that 2-minute drill in the end of the first half? What the hell was that? After Uzier got the interception, started at the 12. What was that? Was that supposed to be like time management? That was some of the worst. That's that McCarthy type of time management, like that Andy Reid level. Like what the hell was that? That was easy to get 3 points, and they just dog.
He was trying to be too smart. Trying to be too smart,
Dude.
and you can't do that. You can't, especially how you get beat. So getting beat pretty good in that or during that time of the game.
Yeah.
Points are a premium. You can't leave points on the board, especially when you're getting beat like that. So it was just a bad coaching effort by his part. It was a win. I mean, luckily, well, it was both must win for both teams, definitely. So the Chargers definitely needed that win to stay alive.
I think they needed it more than the Bengals.
Yeah, they definitely, because their division, the AFC North is literally wide open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, but especially since Baltimore gave the game up, which we'll get to in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like, okay, fine, we can it's not too bad, but the Chargers definitely needed this game.
Yeah, because you only have the one spot. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Because Kansas City, like I said, the minute they start a game, they stuff together a couple weeks ago, that's done. They already got that division. So at least for the Bengals case, everybody up in there is basically losing just with you. It's like they lose together. So and they already got a win over Baltimore. So they can afford a loss, especially since they're just kicking each other all in the crotch all season long. So when they play, I was in 2 weeks. Yes. I think it's 2 weeks. Baltimore and Cincinnati plays. That's basically for a division. So Cincinnati sweeps them, they're good. They're more likely going to be able to win the division at that point. So they can afford one, but they can't be losing them more. Lucky for them, they got San Francisco, who's basically injured, losing their 2 best players. So they can beat them. I'm checking to see what Bengals say. They're only 1 game behind. They're a half a game behind Baltimore right now. So because they beat them, so they'll be okay. But games like this, it shows why no one believed in them in the first place. They'll have 2 good weeks, and then they'll have that 3rd week that they just get completely outclassed, like if they don't belong in playoff discussion. And that's the signs of, they're not ready yet. They still need some things to go. And their offensive line is still garbage. Mm-hmm. The defensive line played well, though, which most they could.
Which we knew was going to happen. Especially, we mentioned this every week. As the weeks go on, the offensive line was going to be tested and it'd be exposed that it was still a problem, which I should have addressed, which you didn't address. But y'all can address it in the draft this year. But yeah, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, it was. And that was, especially from yesterday, again, that was still more coaching and blitz packages they didn't pick up. Because it was the safeties and cornerbacks I was getting to Burrow more so than the defensive linemen. So I said, it's all blitzes that they did not pick up. Like I was saying, there's a coaching issue over there. Zach Taylor just got out-coached entirely. And Jamar Chase, you're not winning that award no more, brother.
Nah, this is...
Mac Jones got more... But depending what happens, because Monday right now, depending what happens tonight, Mac Jones more likely going to get this award. Because he's been kind of trash the last few weeks. So, kind of hard to keep the pace he was having.
It's... Hey, man, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, man. All right, that's one. What else we got left? The Washington Raiders game was actually pretty entertaining. They really found a small niche to my Washington niche in how they play. They basically won the exact same way they beat Seattle last week. With ironically, is that the same score?
17-15?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they won the same score 2 weeks in a row. Interesting, but that was just a fun game overall. They run the football pretty well. The Raiders, it's so hard to talk about them. They just not it. There's no Darren Waller in this game, by the way.
Yeah,
which is the reason why I wound up choosing Washington.
It was so much going on. So much going on with them. It's like, listen, it's over. It's over for them. They
I feel it's like the 5th time we said that about them. Though.
I understand that, but it shows more and more. You're like, listen, they immensely packed it up, man. It's over for them. Washington, on the other hand, especially
they are, I think, the 6th seed.
Yes, they are. They're 6th seed right now. Yes, they are 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So
we're checking. Yeah,
only 2 games behind, 2.5 games behind Dallas,
and they have to play.
And end up playing twice. They play them next week. They play them next Sunday. So that's a tough game right there and there. Especially how they've been playing very well. They're playing with, I won't say house money, but they're playing like, listen, we can still make a run something. Mm-hmm. So they look very dangerous right now. They look very dangerous, especially since no one thought they would do anything this year. But those are the teams that you'd be like, hey, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm very impressed with them. Very impressed with them. That was a good win. A good win that they definitely needed. Kept them around in there. It's the Raiders.
Whatever.
I mean, they needed it though. So
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I don't really care because y'all trash. I don't really care. I don't. The NFC is trash. What is this, their 4th win in a row?
Yes.
Yeah, 4th win in a row. Cute. Whatever. Don't care. 2 more. Baltimore. That game was actually very entertaining. I was a little boring at first, as we will figured it would be nitty gritty. And Baltimore, to me, I played them the entire time. But Pittsburgh is. My brother called them roaches. That was very disrespectful. But it wasn't.
Wow.
But it wasn't off though. Roaches don't give up. They don't quit.
Project Roaches, definitely not.
Pittsburgh kind of plays that way in a lot of the games. They don't get blown out most of the time. They usually stick around. They don't want to die. And then they want to pulling this off.
I mean, we said that when they played against Buffalo the first week. Like, listen, you can't keep them around. They will sneak up and make a way. Look about it. Ben Roethlisberger had a touchdown pass to Deontay Johnson, literally like late in the quarter. Oh, you can't keep them away.
Yeah, that's how they are, man. But it was a real fun game. This Steelers defense, though, like
it's literally carrying this team.
Actually, no, I don't think they all that good, man. I think they lost the.
I mean, I make mention that too. Like they did lose the aura of people being afraid of them. To me, I think this team is really soft.
Yeah,
and they just capitalized on an injured Ravens team.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what it was, but then obviously when he had a chance to tie it and go to overtime in the game, I'm gonna be.
No, we're gonna talk about that right now. Let's talk about the Ravens because the Steelers not much to talk about.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very honest right now. I don't have a problem with the call. I
actually was scared. Once I saw him line up for a 2-point, I'm like, oh crap! Like this, he's like the most dangerous dude to run this conversion because you don't know what the hell Lamar's gonna do. And lucky for as of right now, Patriots fans, he sold. He literally sailed the pass. He sold.
Yeah.
And that right there symbolizes that play how he's been the last month.
Yeah, he's been awful.
He's been trash.
And listen, we give us credit. We have praised him early on in the season. He played well. The last 3 or 4 weeks, he's been awful. He was awful last week against Cleveland.
Miami was destroyed.
Detroit, and he was awful here. I
mean, he's sick in Detroit. That was 2 months ago.
The point, what I mean.
He was trash though.
He was trash that game too. But the thing is that, hey, I don't have a problem with the call, especially how bad he's played yesterday in that game. Like, you know what? And John Harbaugh is very gutsy, and you gotta respect that too. And he's like, you know what? I don't want to play for a tie. Then we mess around and lose overtime anyway. Just go for the win. That I have no problem with it. Many people say, "Oh, go for the tie and whatever." I don't know. You want to do that? Honestly speaking, so I don't have a problem with the call. He sailed the pass. If he would have had it right, if he would have had to definitely how you say,
if he had it in the damn vicinity,
they would.
Because Mark Andrews was that open. The one guy that you should defend at all times. Again, I don't understand the NFL sometimes. So sometimes it's not that hard. Like a lot of times it is, but sometimes it's not. Just defend his big ass. Like he's the best pass catcher by far in the team. Don't understand why the hell he's not covered in that play. But whatever.
Yeah. Anyway. Like if he doesn't seal the pass, they score and they win the game.
Yeah.
So
that's why you can't say the call was bad, like you said. Yeah.
I agree.
It worked. It's just Lamar sold.
I don't have a problem with the call. There's people talking about, take the point. I'm like, nah, I wouldn't do that.
I would have, because I think Baltimore outplayed this team the entire time, and you have the GOAT as the kicker in the back. All you gotta do is go up a few yards, and he can kick it from 75 yards apparently, and you good. I personally would have kicked it just because I have Justin Tucker. That's the only reason. But I don't hate the play call either.
It worked. It just
I don't hate the play call either.
Lamar do a very bad pass, and that's what it is.
Like I said, I was scared when he lined up at 2. I'm like, oh damn, they're gonna win this game. Like, oh crap. But yeah, the play call was fine. But that was a fun.
It was a fun game.
Fun game that you haven't seen this type of Baltimore-Pittsburgh game in a while. That physical, and they for the most part let them play. Pittsburgh wound up getting 7 sacks because the style that Lamar plays. But this defense haven't been that good to me though. I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, they moving down the field, just that they're not scoring. That's the only difference. So
The Steelers, despite the win, they are still in the playoff push, regardless, because any AFC North is just so wide open that literally anyone can win this division. Honestly,
NFL.
this NFL has been very interesting to say the least. It's like we just don't know what's going to happen next. Some people may like the parody. They may like the. I'm like, same times like no, because I don't want people getting the wrong mindset that no, your team is trash. Your team is garbage. It just things going the way it's
Yeah,
going.
what I don't like is the product itself. We've seen a lot of bad football. Like half the games, we skip half the games this podcast because they suck. They were bad. Like that's the part that bothers me. The parody, okay, but usually when parody comes, it's because either everybody rises up or everybody goes down, and most of the time, everybody goes down in quality. And yeah, we're getting a bad year. This year is pretty garbage. Football quality wise, in the games, they're pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody said that, but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
And now, speaking of a trash game on Sunday night, very boring and very predictable.
And thank you, NFL. This is your fault, and this is what you get for trying to play ourselves.
We want to put Kansas City so bad.
Yeah,
that's the only reason. Because I don't want to hear Denver. Everybody knows Denver's garbage.
Yes, because Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes draws.
That's literally
what y'all did. Y'all put them there. They all right, fine. Put the ratings up, and the game was terrible. Denver had no business playing this game on Sunday Night Football. For that, you might as well have kept San Fran and Seattle there. You know what I'm saying? At least CBS got a decent game out of it. So CBS gets the win today because that was terrible.
That game was boring. It was very predictable. Denver's not gonna score. Because when do they ever score, especially against Kansas City? And then Denver's defense usually plays Kansas City's offense tough. Plus, Kansas City's offense is nothing to be afraid of this year. So they're going to put them down. And you get this boring-ass game. Well, Denver, 3 and out here, 3 and out here, interception here, 3 and out here, 3 and out here, field goal, 3 and out here, 3 and out here.
I don't want to hear that some people say, oh, they slowed down Kansas City's offense. Only let them score 22 points. I'm like, who cares?
You know my rebuttal to that? Almost everybody did.
Who cares?
Like
Kansas City's offense has been trash the entire season. I did this literally home run hitters. That's it. With the home run ball, they're around you of the Yankees. You take away the home run ball, they're not scoring. That's it. You take away the deep ball, they're not scoring. Tyreek Hill is what he is. I don't care if people say, "Oh, he's not the best receiver in football." No, I
can't believe people will still say that. I've been arguing against that for years. But it's very clear now that he's not all that.
He's not.
He does not have reliable hands, and he just runs straight and very, very fast. Cute. I've always said for many years now that Travis Kelce is the engine that runs this offense. It didn't matter what quarterback it was, and he slowed down now. And I look at this offense. And plus, you got no other receiving threats. Who's number 13? He's a bum. That dude dropped, I think 2 really big. I watched half this game. Was it Pringle?
Pringle,
yeah. 2 really big third down conversions he dropped. I'm like, this dude is so trash. Like, my God. To me, that's the biggest reason why this offense isn't as good, because they don't have another threat.
Like, Sammy Watkins, even though I don't like him too much.
No, he's trash. He's garbage. He's nothing. But he's still better than these guys.
Yeah. Still better than those guys.
You still have to pay attention because he'll sneak right behind you. You look behind, he's already back there 40 yards. You're like, oh, damn. Like, he does that. Yeah, he does that. I'm saying he's still a small threat. He's better than these bums, Hardman and Pringle and Robinson. They all suck.
Yeah, they're garbage.
That's why their offense is not that good. If they had a decent number 2 or even just a below average number 2, which was Sammy Watkins is, they still flow. That's the biggest reason. They know that because they try to sign Josh Gordon, and where's his druggy ass is? Where he at? So
he's still there.
Where exactly? In a bench? Yeah. So mind you, he's not even the type of receiver that fits their scheme. So I don't know why, but that's how desperate they are. That proves my point. But that's why. But this game was boring. No, I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah, like we knew that the Kansas City was gonna lock these dudes up because it's not that hard to lock these dudes up. All right. You want to know the what to see for this game to know that we're right? These dudes, Denver had a 20 play drive. They went for it on fourth down, I think, 3 times in that drive. I think it was 3 times. And then they went for it again down the red zone. And what happened? Clamped. And all that time was wasted. 20 plays. Going for it on fourth down 3 times. And got no points. That's your Sunday night game, everybody. Good night. We're done here today. We only have 2 hours because it's almost 6:00 Eastern time. We got 2 hours to get ready for our game. So we're done.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. We are an Apple affiliate. So you just go to the Apple Podcast app, find us there, download our content there, or you can find us on any podcast platform that you guys use. We'll have a QR code, just get your phone or whatever mobile device, and you can also get our content from there as well. Also, we'll be on Saturday at 7:35 Eastern Time with Tommy and the Mafia Sports Report for the AFC East Showdown.
Or is it Shakedown? I think it's Shakedown.
Damn.
Because we got called out on it.
Yeah,
at the end of the show. Yeah. We keep calling it Showdown and Shakedown. Whoops.
Yeah. So some of y'all be going on it anyway, so just check us out. I don't think
the name really matters.
Yeah, check us out
because it's always great.
Yeah, check it out. It's always great. The chat is hilarious. You know,
it kind of got gritty last.
Yeah, it was very gritty. It was pretty crazy though. But we love you guys.
If this was in a bar, there might have been a fight. Like it got that serious.
No, it was bad. It was pretty crazy.
We had to play moderate. We're like, yo, hold up. Like this is not the type of place to be doing this. That it was insane. It gets that rowdy. I'm telling you. Oh. We're actually gonna be hosting that show in the second meeting for Patriots and Bills.
Yes, that will be December
the 25th or 6th or whatever. It's 26th. Yeah, 26th.
Yes.
Yeah, the day after Christmas. That's Sunday.
Yes. So we'll be.
That's week 16.
Yes, we'll be hosting that episode there. Also, shout out to Deontay for being the only person in the NFL Pick'ems to
pick the Lions.
To pick the Detroit Lions. He was the only one.
But his overall record is what? Like for the week? Trash?
It's garbage.
Yeah. So that's always how it works.
It is garbage. But other than that, right now we have an 8-way tie for the tiebreaker tonight. So it's a big game for the Patriots and the Bills. Hopefully that our guys come on top, but we will see. We'll find out, but this is what we're waiting for. Other than that, peace, love, and applesauce soon. Peace.